Thought it was time we rewatched this one before the sequel comes out. I mean, after all, it's been a decade. Ben Affleck's had time to divorce the Jennifer he was married to, marry another Jennifer, and divorce her too.
Can our son lead a normal life?
Define normal.
When the first film came out, it was Ben Affleck's follow-up to Dawn of Justice. Dear Lord. Anyway, Ben Affleck has autism in this film, probably wishes he could get a diagnosis in real life too. That would help explain the shitty way he treats women. Although, have you seen Love on the Spectrum? Some of those guys are friggin' gentlemen. The Accountant stars Ben Affleck as Christian Wolf, an accountant to a bunch of evil people. But he's autistic and fights the good fight for other people, so it's all okay. Anyway, he's autistic, in case you didn't know, and he's surrounded by a rich cast of characters. I'm talking one of the most unnecessarily good casts for an action film you've seen in years. It's got Annakendrick and Jon Bernthal. Already awesome. But then it's got John Lithgow, Jeffrey Tambor, and J.K. Simmons, and Cynthia Day Robinson. Like, it's such a crazy, unnecessarily good cast, and so many of them are off doing their own things, to the extent that this film feels like it just moves at such a lightning pace, even though it is taking its time, telling backstories, doing subplots and side plots and all sorts. And it doesn't even feel that much like an action movie. There are some great action scenes, but a lot of the film is about maths. How did this work? You say that you have this guy and a lot of exposition and backstory for him, and he spends a lot of the film in more of an investigative thriller style with Annakendrick working out what's wrong with these numbers at this company. It's a film filled with maths and autistic backstory and all these side characters all doing their own like things and on alternate tangents. And it shouldn't work. It sounds like it shouldn't work. It shouldn't be as incredible and as rewatchable as it is. You can make fun of this film for being a lot of different weird things and trying to be so many different and succeeding at it, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, it's just an action movie with a lot of extra stuff around it, which cares an awful lot more about building and fleshing out its protagonist than any action movie ever. Annakendrick is adorably awkward alongside Affleck's rigid, uncaring about how awkward the situation is persona, and I am definitely like 10 to 15% less excited for the sequel because she's not going to be in it, but it still got so much of this great cast coming back. John Lithgow as a villain you just gotta love, and J.K. Simmons and Cynthia Day Robinson off on their own thing, which just worked and blended seamlessly into it, and that's why this film, I feel like I did really like it the first time I watched it, and yet it's a film that's so much better on rewatch. It's just such a comfort rewatch for me, and I don't know how it became that necessarily, and I get all of the talk about autism-exploitation. But here's the thing, you can either... I feel like there's such a discourse around showing a character, any character, with anything, with anything at all in cinema nowadays, and autism is a big one. That what do you do? What do you do about that situation? Do you cast someone with autism or not? And frankly, I feel like people with autism, you either get to show them a character that's basically a superhero version of someone like them on the big screen, or you don't. You know what I mean? And for all intents and purposes, it's, it does some silly stuff, and especially with the financial stuff, more than the autistic stuff, I feel like the financial stuff and jargon that they use in this is just random buzzwords thrown together, but we move. But the autistic elements, I feel like, for the most part, are reasonably accurate. Not 100% by any means. You can nitpick it if you want, or you can just see, like, a kid or a teenager with autism seeing this character and going, yes! And just appreciate it for what it is. Overall, I'm hyped for the sequel. It's a comfortable, intensely rewatchable film for me, and it has been for a decade now. It really surprises me when I think about this and how random it was, and it just appeared and was immediately something that I just loved so much more than I would have ever guessed going in. And particularly because I'm not a big Ben Affleck fan. So not just seeing a film of his that I really liked, but seeing him in a role where I really liked and really enjoyed him in this role, it was surprising for me. I'm fairly hyped for the sequel without being like, blown away by my expectations for it. And yeah, as far as the autistic character goes, I feel like you can complain about autosploitation, or however you're meant to say that, or you can complain that autistic characters don't get shown off enough in media and they're not represented well enough. You can't keep doing both. So, in short, shut the fuck up. And I'm giving John Wick for introverts, 4.5 stars. Anna Kendrick is acting so hard in this. She plays a woman, the only woman probably in history who has ever gotten this horny watching a dude solve math problems. There's no others like that. Never have been. Probably never will be.